Greetings, Lucky Legends. Welcome to the dojo. My name is Lucky. This is Lucky Lad TV. I'm your host for this video, and it is time for How It Works Pokemon HP Stats. So, in this video, I'm going to give you a math formula for how to calculate the HP stats of Pokemon. And I know what you're thinking. Math? Really? Why? First of all, I like math. Math is fun. Second of all, it's because the HP stat works differently from the other stats, which is why I really like it, because it's different. It's all different-y, and I like that. So, without further ado, I'm going to get into it. There are two benchmarks that I'm going to be explaining this to you guys at. I'm going to be explaining it at level 50, and then I'm going to be explaining it at level 100. The reason being, at level 100 is for Showdown, and at level 50, it is for Wi-Fi. So first I'm going to go over Wi-Fi. The formula is as follows, and I will explain it to you guys in just a quick second. 10 plus Y plus A plus B divided by 2 plus C divided by 8. Now, there are a lot of variables there in that formula. So let me explain to you guys what each of them are. 10 is the standard number. It's just 10. You'll see it in both formulas. A is the level of the Pokemon. Those two always stay the same. 10 plus A is always the same. I should remind you guys, there's one exception to the HP stat formula rule, and that is Shedinja. Shedinja has a base HP stat of 1. However, its max HP and minimum HP are both 1. That is Shedinja's thing. It only has 1 HP. Now, Y. The letter Y represents the Pokemon's base HP stat. In order to calculate this formula, I used two Pokemon. I used Mew, because it has base 100 stats across the board, and I used Glalie, because it has base 80 stats across the board. Doing that means that I can reliably calculate how their stats are formulated. And the reason I did that is because the next How It Works will be about the other stats, the ones that are affected by things like natures. So, you have 10 plus A, which is the level, plus Y, which is the Pokemon's base HP stat. So right now we're at 10 plus 50 plus 100. So 160. That is Mew's minimum HP stat at level 100. Like I said, if you're using Mew. 160. Then you get into the IVs and the EVs. The IVs are represented by B. They range anywhere from 0 to 31. You're probably thinking, why do they stop at 31? Well, I don't know. However, 31 divided by 2 is 15.5. So, if you have no EVs, but maximum IVs, then your base HP stat goes from 160 to 175. It does not go to 176. It goes to 175 because for stats, they're rounded down. Then you have C divided by 8. C divided by 8 is the number of IVs you have, which is a range of 0 through 252, divided by 8. So 252 divided by 8 is 31.5. I know, it sounds similar to the IV stat, but if you add on that 31.5 to the number that you already had, you get to, I can't remember off the top of my head, 207, that's what it is. you go to 207 because you have 10 plus 60 plus 100 plus 15.5 plus 31.5. And you get to, 217. I was off by 10. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. You get to 217. That is Mew's maximum HP stat at level 50. Because here's the thing. C divided by 8, if you have 252 EVs, goes to 31.5. 31.5 plus 15.5 is 47. That's what it is. It's 47. Because you have those two halves that add together to make a whole. That is why if you reduced your IVs by 1, your stat would go down by 1, because then you'd be at a half number, and the half numbers round down. At level 100, however, things are a little bit different. Not by much, but they're a little bit different. You have 10 plus A, which, as I said, is standard, but then things get a little bit different. The rest of the formula is doubled. You have 2y plus b plus c divided by 4. Now, why is this significant for the stat itself? It's not. But it is significant for competitive play, because one of the interesting things that you'll see is that if you do 10 plus A, in this case being 100, plus 2y, in this case being 200, you reach 310. So that would be Mew's lowest possible HP stat at level 100. Then you get into the IVs. And this is where things get interesting for competitive. If you want your Pokemon to have 31 IVs, then you'll get to 341. Why is this interesting? Because you can't run max HP and have an even number of HP at the same time. Because because max HP is 63. Because 252 divided by 4 equals 63. And here's the interesting thing. You want to have your HP at an odd number. There's a lot of reasoning for this. First of all, you want to be able to come in on Stealth Rock in extra time. Because Stealth Rock does damage in increments of 4. It does 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, or 1/16, or 1/32 of your HP. That is very important, because if you have an odd amount of HP, you can come in on Stealth Rock one extra time, because the damage that it does gets rounded down. The other thing about an HP stat is what's called a regen number. That means an HP stat that is a multiple of 3. That is for Pokemon like Slowking, Slowbro, Tangrowth, Reuniclus, Pokemon that have the ability Regenerator. You want those Pokemon to have an HP stat that is a multiple of 3. The reason being, when that Pokemon switches out, it gains 33% of its HP back. More specifically, it gains 1/3 of its HP back, which is 33.3 repeating. That means that if you have, let's say, 332 HP, you will not gain 111 HP back. You will gain 110. And you're probably thinking, yes, that makes sense. However, if you have 332 HP, you will regain the same amount of HP as if you had 330. So there's no point in using those extra 2 points. You can put those somewhere else. That is why it is very important to make sure that you are using your IVs very carefully. Same thing with your EVs. You want to make sure that your HP stat is calculated very carefully. Because with things like Stealth Rock that do significant damage if you're not careful, you really want to be able to bring your Pokemon in on Stealth Rock as many times as possible. Stealth Rock is, of course, an entry hazard. So, you want to be able to bring your Pokemon in extra times. It does, in percentage-wise, 3.125% if you double resist. That would be a Pokemon like Excadrill. Or it does 6.25% if you resist it one time. That would be Pokemon like Empoleon and Flygon. Now, here is why I'm giving you those numbers. The item Leftovers recovers 6.25% of your HP every time it recovers HP. That means if you come in on Stealth Rock and you resist Stealth Rock by one time, the HP you will regain will be the same amount that you lost. The amount that you lose from the Stealth Rock will be regained by the Leftovers, which is why you want to have that odd number, because that way you'll be able to come in one extra time, because you'll be losing an even number of HP on an odd number total. So you'll be able to come in one extra time. You'll be able to come in and live on 1 HP that final time, and then switch out and come back in and fodder off them on. But that is how Pokemon HP stats are calculated. If you guys enjoyed this series, make sure to show some love to it. It's the type of series that I enjoyed because it lets me get all nerdy and geeky. And if you guys did not enjoy it, let me know. There are obviously other series that I could place in this slot instead. Lucky's Top 7 will probably be returning next week. I wanted to make better graphics for it, and I didn't have the time because of how much I was recording and I was getting myself into a proper schedule for that. But I want to thank you guys so very much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. It is very much greatly appreciated. If you did not enjoy, make sure to leave a dislike and comment down below so that I know. But with that, I'm going to get up out of here. Best of luck to you out there. I will see you all soon. Goodbye.